Hey, you guys, welcome to this Minute with Mama. I hope that you have had a good week this far. It's just flying by. We are getting closer and closer to the election, and I don't know if you guys are feeling like I am, but there's a little anxiety, a little bit, and that's what this is about. This is kind of not necessarily about politics. It's more about kind of what's going on with me and what I feel like God is kind of working on with me, and maybe you guys have similar stories. I don't know. But quick background, my husband and I have been looking for another home for a really long time. We've always kind of wanted a little bit of land, like an acre or two, just to kind of spread out. And we've been in our house now for 11 years, and we just kind of have always been looking for a little bit of space. And then interest rates went up, and it was kind of like, okay, this is just where we're going to be. And then we hear interest rates are going to kind of come down. We're like, well, do we seize on this moment? Do we seize on this opportunity? And so we started kind of looking again. And I stumbled upon this house, and it was a fixer-upper. And it was on a little bit of land. It would have been a big project, but I felt like this was the house. Like, I was sure of it. I was like, this is the house. This is this is it. And I was so excited about it, and we put an offer in, and we ended up getting beat out, and we were told that we did not get this house. And I was literally like heartbroken over it. I was like, why? Like, I saw myself there. I was like, this is supposed to happen. And I was so upset. And this has all been happening over the last month, just so you guys know, but behind the scenes. And I feel like it's kind of impacted my creativity a little bit, but I'm really upset about it. And the other day I was just praying about it. I'm like, God, it just doesn't make sense. I don't get it. Like, I'm so confused. And he showed me a picture of myself. So I see a picture of myself, and I see myself like I'm crying. Like, I'm so upset and I'm crying. And I'm just like, and then the picture expands. And as it's expanding, I see myself, but I'm on top of God's hand. Like, I'm sitting in his hand. And I'm so upset and I'm crying. And God was just showing me, hey, you're in my hand. Like, I've got you. And like, that really, really struck me, because like, in my head, I know God has me, right? Like, in our heads, we're like, yeah, we know scripture, we know the Bible, we know what his word says. It's like, yes. But like, to get it in your heart is like a whole nother thing. And I was like, I really have to trust in my heart. And that scripture says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. And in all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. But it's in your heart. And so as I'm seeing myself like crying, and I'm in God's hands, like, I wanted to tell myself, hey, God has you, okay? You're in his hands. You're going to be okay. and it was a moment for me where, like, this realization of like, hey, Rachel, yeah, you might have all this in your head, but do you have it in your heart? Like, are you really trusting in him? And then earlier today, I was kind of scrolling through like social media or whatever, and I stumbled upon this video. And in this video, there's this woman, and she's talking about God and the characteristics of God. And she said she was listening to this theologian, and this theologian said, if you could describe Jesus in one word, what would it be? And this woman's like all in her head, like, what would it be? Like, what would I? And I started to think like, well, what would I use? Like, if I could describe Jesus in one word. And she said that this theologian said he would describe Jesus as relaxed. And that hit me. Like, that really hit me, because when you're relaxed, you're in a complete state of trust. Like, there's no anxiety. There's no fear. There's no anticipation. You're relaxed. And when you're relaxed, it's a genuine state. You can't be relaxed but not really be relaxed. Like, if you're relaxed, you're relaxed. And I said, that is the ultimate form of trust. And here I am, as we're going into this election. Like, am I really trusting God? Am I really in a relaxed state? Like, am I? Like, was I really in a relaxed state when I was anxious and frustrated over this whole house situation? Was I really trusting God? Or was I like in my head trusting, but not in my heart trusting? And if I'm not in my heart trusting, then I'm not relaxed. So I had to have like this real moment with myself, like, Rachel, like, you need to get this in your heart, not just in your head. And you need to be in a relaxed state because you're in God's hand, because He has you. And He does, He has us. And to really let yourself take a deep breath and relax, because He does have us. Regardless of what's coming or what happens, to trust Him with our whole heart. And that's something like I seriously need to work on. To be completely vulnerable and honest with you guys. Like, it's easy to say it, but then to do it is like next level, because there's so much that we feel like we got to do it. And it's just to trust Him. We do what we can, but to relax in His hand and to know that He works things together for the good, for those that love Him, right? Those that are called. And he does have us. So that's just something that I am gonna be working on, honestly, because this was kind of like a moment for me. It was like, okay, this is something that you really need to grow. This is an area you need to grow. And it's fully trusting in God with our heart and not just with our head. And I just felt like I was supposed to share that with you guys. Because there is a lot of anxiety coming with this election. I mean, it's like, are we going to have an election? Is something going to happen really quick, really soon that causes us not to? Are they going to cheat? Like, what? There's all these different scenarios that we can get caught up in our head about. And that does not put you in a relaxed state. Like, it just doesn't. Like, Jesus, in the midst of a storm, and the crazy storm happening, like a hurricane, He takes a nap. He takes a nap. And I'm like, well, that we need to be there. Like, we need to be able to be like, all right, God's got us. Like, I want to be that Christian where I'm so relaxed, so trusting in God with my whole heart that I don't have the anxiety. I don't have the fear. I don't have none of it's there. Like, that's the goal, right? So that's just something I wanted to share with you guys. And I want you to know I'm thankful for you all. I'm so thankful. I really am. You guys keep me doing this. You do. So thank you. I do hope to grow my Patreon. I don't know if you guys have any suggestions on how to grow it. Let me know, because I would really like to grow it larger. So this is something I can completely do, and I don't have to look for other jobs or other things. So I'm thankful for you all. I really am. And I would like to grow Patreon even bigger. My supporters even bigger. Shout out to, I do have Facebook supporters on here that will see this as well. Thank you. Both Facebook and Patreon. Your support means so much, and I'm grateful. So yeah, that's the update. That's the Minute with Mama update here. So, all right. We'll talk soon. And really quick, I want to tell you guys, tomorrow my kids have a fall festival, and it's like a half-day thing. And they really want me to be there. I want to be there, but it's literally like right during my stream. So my goal is to do the stream earlier if I can. Like, if things work out, I'd like to do the stream earlier, and that way I can go be with my kids. So just look for that. Hopefully I am streaming earlier and I get it all wrapped up and done. So just letting you guys know that's the plan. All right, you guys, we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.